How do you cope with the uncertainty when you're doing research in a PhD? Hello, YouTube. I'm Dr. Dave Massey. I'm talking to you about reciprocity.com, the crowdsourcing, sharing economy, proofreading software that I'm trying to build. But today I want to talk to you about coping with a PhD or the uncertainty that you feel during a PhD. The reason I'm actually trying to build this crowdsourcing or this sharing economy proofreading application is actually to do my own research. You could check out some of the older videos where I'm trying to do, but as well, I want to help out PhD students. So a portion of what I'm hopefully, if this is profitable, it's currently not profitable at all at this moment, but if it becomes profitable, I'm going to try to take a portion of these the profits that are generated and actually give back to PhD students that are doing stuff in behavioral sciences. I just want to give back to the people that have helped me along the way, and I want to sort of return the favor to people. And one way that I can do that is create these videos to not only get the word out there, but as well as to make sure that some of you get through your PhD. It's a really difficult process, and I thought maybe I can help out by having some videos, which I'm uploading every Friday, about thesis help along the way. And one of the ones that I thought was really important as I was thinking this week is dealing with the uncertainty that you feel. This is one of the feelings, probably the most dominant feeling that you are going to feel when you go into a PhD. So if you're a graduate student, if you're a PhD student, if you are an undergraduate student thinking of doing graduate studies, this is what you are going to feel. Almost everybody goes through this. What they think is they go into the PhD program, there's usually sort of stages, right? The first stage is you go through and you're doing the graduate student, all the courses, particularly in American universities, Canadian universities as well, sometimes in the British universities, and as well as the European universities are moving towards this American model, but there's still some where you just get thrown into a PhD and you start doing research. So that first series of the first period of the PhD program, you are going to do a lot of coursework. You're going to feel very, very overwhelmed. It's going to be, in some degrees, actually very nice because you are goal-directed at that moment. But then once you are done that stage, you go into the stage that you're doing your research, which is ABD, albeit dissertation. This is where you're doing your research, and you are going to feel very, very uncertain because you don't know what the heck you're doing. It is so tricky. The reason is because nobody has done this before. That is research. Nobody has done what you have currently done. You are the only person in the entire world that is doing that thing. There might be a small subsection of people that are doing things that are similar. Maybe there's 20 other people in the world that are doing something very, very similar. But for the most part, you are the only person that's doing that one thing. And that's the whole point of research, is you don't know. We are trying to discover new things. And new things means that you're going into a new area. And depending on how far you are into this new area or how different the thing that you're looking at, it is going to feel very uncertain. You're not going to know what you're looking at. You're not going to know how to sort of proceed through the different steps. You're going to have to make all sorts of little decisions along the way. This is very similar to what entrepreneurs feel. They're trying to make things up as they go. They don't necessarily know what the heck they're doing, right? So you're making things up as you go. There is a lot of different ways to cope with this uncertainty. Well, the first thing that you're going to feel with this uncertainty is you're going to feel very anxious, and you're going to feel very nervous, and you're going to feel lost. You're going to feel sort of anomie, I believe this is the term that sociologists talk about. You just feel very, very lost. And actually, this is a moment where a lot of people struggle in their PhD, is because they don't know what to do, and they're at this moment where they're trying to figure things out, and they don't necessarily know where to go, and they don't know who to talk to, because even their supervisor is like, I don't know, I haven't got a clue what you're trying to do. I have an idea of what you're trying to do, and I can guide you there, but you don't. Not everybody knows, and you're the only person that knows what you're struggling with at that moment in a PhD program. So it's really, and this is The other thing that you're going to feel is you're going to feel kind of isolated because of that, and you're going to feel like you're very lonely, right? So there is ways to cope with this uncertainty and this sort of loneliness that you feel. The first one is making sure that you are as much as part of a community as much as possible. So whether that is with your family, that's how I get through. I have a great support system with my family, as well as interacting with your supervisor. Your supervisor, depending, I know that the supervisors vary in personalities. I'm very well aware of that. But you maybe want to find somebody, maybe if it's not your supervisor because they're scary or something along those lines, maybe you want to find somebody that's a little bit more senior than you, that has gone through this process, that's kind of in this area. You want to try to find some sort of mentor that's going to help you out and get through this process and sort of give you some direction along the way, and just to reassure you that this is, yeesh, you're going through something that nobody else has done, and it's you know, it's tough. So the other thing that you have to, or that you should do, is make sure that, well, the first one is make sure you have some sort of sense of community, that you're building a community. The other thing is just take sort of, just be well aware of what you're doing is sort of path breaking. And that is totally normal. Just be zen with it. Well, however that might be, maybe you start meditating, for example, but maybe, or you start doing some sort of religious practice or something like that. But the other thing is just know that this is really cool, and this is actually an advantage for you, because you don't know, nobody else knows what you know in this current thing. And you can go and become the absolute expert in what you're doing. That's the definition of an expert. You're the only one that knows what you're talking about in that area. So those are two really important things. Just know that you have some sort of support, but as well as know that you are an expert in that area, and nobody knows as much as you do. The other thing that I think is incredibly important that we are taught in sort of second grade science is sort of documenting along the way. Make notes as much as possible. However that might be, this is part of the reason why I'm doing these YouTube videos, is just to make note of the just sort of different research progress along the way, and sort of how I'm feeling. Maybe in 10 years I'm gonna look back at these videos and think, well, that's silly, that was kind of a dumb idea. Or maybe it's gonna come in handy in the future, and it's gonna help me out with these videos. So that's important to make sure that you document along the way. And then the fourth thing, and I mentioned this in a previous video, you can go look at that, is make sure that you just simplify. Make it as simple as possible. There is going to be so many moments of where you're going to be pulling your hair out. If you make it more complicated, even if it's simple, you're going to be pulling your hair out because you just don't know what the heck you're doing. You're going to get results that are going to be non-significant. For those of you who are doing research, you're going to know what that means. That those non-significant results, or those results that are sort of counterintuitive, completely backwards, those are key moments where the research, the current existing knowledge, is probably wrong, or it doesn't fit with the context you're looking at. So you have to sort of really examine why that is the case and start digging into that. Those are the moments where it is precious, where you have these insignificant results, or you sort of have these curious, strange results. Those are the moments where research is going to be progressed, that is going to be pushed forward. So don't be afraid, or don't be ashamed that you have those results. Just know that that is the case. There's reviewers, there is people that are going to push back. Other professors, for example, are going to push back on you on those moments. But that's where you can actually shine and say, whoa, the literature says this, I find this, and this is the results. This is the reason why that is the case. You can sort of theorize before you go into that particular moment why it might be different, but then you could also do post hoc theorizing as well, as long as you're very clear that you have done that. And for future research, you can sort of look at that and examine those sort of strange incidents that happen in different areas. And that's where you create a new research stream, right? So that's really important to know, that if you come up with strange results, it is just because you're doing something that's different. Whatever you're doing is different, and nobody else has done that before, and that is totally normal. and those strange results are probably there for a reason. You have to examine why that is the case. So if you like these videos and you want to help out, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Those of you who are already subscribed, you are so cool. You're amazing. Ta-da! The other thing that you should do is check out the reciprocity.com. The E is spelled with a 3. And go on there. What I'm trying to do is build this sharing economy proofreading application, and it's going to help out PhD students. The other thing I want to make sure that you are well aware of is, I'm going to do my own research on that. One of the cool things that we are well aware of at this moment, and that there is a huge shift that's going on in my domain as we're going towards experimental research, particularly within the organizations. This is a really cool organization that I could do some of that stuff in there quite easily once there's enough people that are doing it. So just go on there, check it out, help out, let me know what you think. All right, so take care, have a good day, and bye.